Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about seasons. In the previous classes we have already seen the main features, basic features. What is the climate of India? What are the factors affecting the distribution of climate? Then what is monsoon and its phenomena? Today we will see the seasons. Tropical monsoon type of climate of India has a distinct seasonal pattern. That means the pattern of the rainfall, temperature, wind and other condition varies from time to time, so season to season. Right. So these variations can be clearly seen in the northern part of the country than that of the southern part. That means four clear seasons can be seen in the North India or in the interior part of the country. Right. So we have four seasons, but these seasonal variations are comparatively very less or cannot be seen clearly in the coastal areas or in the southern part of the country, because in the coastal areas or in the southern part of the country we have the cooling effect or the influence of surrounding oceans. So the four clear seasons are seen in the northern part of the country, but in the southern part we won't see much difference in the seasons. Let's see which are these seasons. There are four seasons. The first one is called as the hot and dry summer. Second one is hot and wet season, or it can be called as rainy season, or we can call it as the southwest monsoon season. Third season is retreating southwest monsoon season, or simply we can call it as retreating monsoon. Then the fourth one is the cold dry winter seasons, or we can call it as northeast monsoon, or in simple we can call it as winter season. Now we will see or we will discuss each of these seasons one by one. So the first one is called as the hot dry summer, right? So everything is clear from the name, hot dry summer. That means this summer season is hot. That means temperature is very high, and dry means uh, very less or no rainfall during the season. The season starts by March and ends by the end of June. But there are some regional variation in certain part of the country. It starts little early and it ends little early. Say for example, the southern part of the country like Kerala. In Kerala, the season ends by the first week of June or the last week of May. But in North India, it will extend up to maybe June or sometime in July. Right. So that is because the southwest monsoon reaches the South India first, then it moves towards the North India. Because of all these things, we have regional variations. Now let's see what are the features of this season. During this season, the most important thing is the sun. The apparent movement of the sun is from equator to Tropic of Cancer, right? So when it is March 23rd or 21st or 22nd, we know it is equinox time. Sun will be directly above the equator. Then it will start moving towards the Tropic of Cancer. So that is this season. So the sun will keep moving towards the Tropic of Cancer, right? As the sun moves toward the Tropic of Cancer, that means it is coming more into the interior part of the country. So we will receive more and more vertical rays, right? That means the temperature increases. Not only the temperature, the length of the day also keep on increasing during this one particular seasons. You can observe it during March. The length of the day is almost equal to the length of night, somewhere around 12 hours. But by June, it will be more than that, right? If you go to North India and all, even at 8 o'clock, you can see the sun. So that is the main feature of this one season. So during this season, length of the day keep on increasing, and the amount of radiation received is also comparatively more. Now, temperature. So most of the country will experience high temperature during southwest monsoon season. In North India, it is often above 40 degrees Celsius, but at an average, it is around 30-32 degrees Celsius throughout the country. But we won't see much variation in temperature in the southern part of the country or in the coastal areas. Because of the influence of the surrounding seas, temperature remains normal or moderate in the coastal areas or overall in the South India. But North India will have an extreme temperature during this season. Now wind, if you see the atmospheric pressure and wind condition during this season, sun is moving towards the north, so atmospheric pressure is neither too low or too high, right? It has not reached the Tropic of Cancer, right? So because of this, wind is comparatively very weak during this season, and most of the country is dry during the season. There is no much rainfall in many of the parts of the country during the season. Only few areas will receive rainfall during this seasons, right? Now will experience some storms, rainfall, and the local winds in some parts of the country. They are these. One of the most important thing that we see during this season is the Lu. The North India or the North Indian plain will experience uh, something called Lu. It's a very hot weather, sorry, hot wind, right? Which blows over the North India, and it can lead to a rapid rise in the temperature up to maybe 40 to 45 to 50 degrees Celsius, right? And it is very dangerous at times. It can cause heat strokes, right? And sometimes it is beneficial also, because once the Lu ends, it often gives rainfall. So this rainfall will reduce the temperature. So this is one type of wind that we see during the season. Then dust storms are common in the northwestern part of the country, mainly in the desert areas, parts of Rajasthan like Haryana, all those areas. Now the eastern part of the country receives heavy rainfall and accompanied by thunder and lightning. It is called as Kal Baishagi in West Bengal and Bardoli Jira in Assam Valley. And at the same time, or towards the end of May, Kerala as well as Karnataka receives a little amount of rainfall. Both helps in cultivation of crops which are cultivated during this particular season, like mangoes, cardamom, and other crops. Therefore, it is called as mango showers in Kerala and cherry blossom in Karnataka. So these are the local winds, rain, and storm that we experience during southwest monsoon season. Sorry, hot, dry summer season. So moving on to the next, the second season is the southwest monsoon season. This is the general season of rainfall. It starts from June and extends up to September. During this season, what happened is by this time there would have been a difference in the temperature of land and water that leads to creation of a low pressure system in the northern part of the country and a high pressure in the southern part of the Indian Ocean. Right, we already seen this when we discussed about southwest monsoon season. So there's a clear low pressure system on above the North India, and there's a high pressure in the southern part of the Indian Ocean. Now, this differential heating of the land will lead to inward movement of wind. Now, the wind will start blowing from the southern part of the Indian Ocean towards the northern part of India. Right. These southeast trade winds, starting from the southern part of the Indian Ocean, crosses the equator, and because of Coriolis force, they changes the direction and becomes southwest trade winds. These trade winds move toward the low pressure system, which you can see in the map, which is given in blue color, right? So this wind moves all over the oceanic region, carries sufficient amount of rainfall that can give heavy rainfall in the country, right? So this season is the general season of rainfall. India receives most of the rainfall during southwest monsoon, right? Whenever and wherever this southwest monsoon winds are obstructed by mountains like Western Ghats, you can say, on the windward side, it gives heavy rainfall, and in the rain shadow region, it gives very less or no rainfall. Right now, it's not only the rainfall. In many areas, it is accompanied by thunder and lightning. Two important features of southwest monsoon season is burst of monsoon and break of monsoon. Burst of monsoon is nothing but it is the sudden arrival of the southwest monsoon, right? Till the end of the previous season, that is the dry summer season, there is no rainfall at all, but all of a sudden in the first week of the June, the rainfall increases rapidly. This sudden increase in the monsoon is only called as burst of monsoon, right? Now after the first or second week, there is a small dry spell, a small short period without rainfall, right? This is what is called as the break of monsoon, right? So two terms to remember: burst of monsoon, that is the sudden arrival of monsoon wind, and break of monsoon, just like the name says, it's a break in the monsoon, right? Now another important thing that we have to see is the branches of the southwest monsoon. Southwest monsoon have two branches mainly. One is the Arabian Sea branch, other one is the Bay of Bengal branch. As the name says, Arabian Sea branch blows over the Arabian Sea, and other one blows over the Bay of Bengal. Now let's see the features of these two. Now the first one is the Arabian Sea branch of monsoon. Arabian Sea branch of monsoon can again be divided into three. We will start from bottom. Here we have this red lines. This one particular branch of southwest monsoon blows directly toward the Western Ghats, almost perpendicular, right? So it gives rainfall in the west coastal region of India, right? West coast of region of India receives heavy rainfall because these winds gives orographic rainfall. On the other side, the that is the eastern side of the Western Ghats receives comparatively very less rainfall, or they remain dry. Second branch of the southwest monsoon goes parallel to the Western Ghats up to the northern end of the Western Ghats, and from there it takes a right turn. Right turn because it is in the northern hemisphere and due to Coriolis force, it takes a right turn. It blows parallel to the Vindhya Satpura range through the Narmada Valley or the Tapti Valley. It goes eastward, right, and it can go up to Chotanagpur Plateau, right? It's a plateau slightly elevated than the higher area, so it blocks the blocks the wind and causes rainfall. So this one particular branch of the southwest Arabian Sea branch of monsoon helps in getting a little amount of rain in the central part of the country. Third branch goes directly to the Gujarat region. It crosses the Gir range or the Kathiawar plateau area and goes towards the north parallel to the Aravalli. So it can give rainfall only in the coastal areas of the Gujarat because there the Gir range or the Kathiawar plateau is perpendicular to it, or it blocks the wind. But in the Aravalli region, it is parallel to the mountain, therefore it cannot give much rainfall. So all these winds actually want to reach the northwestern part of the country where we have the low pressure, right? But because of the Coriolis force, they are slightly getting diverted, right? So at the end, all this will reach the northwestern part, but by the time most of the moisture would have gone in the form of rainfall at different places. So this is about the Arabian Sea branch of monsoon, right? Now the second branch is the Bay of Bengal branch of monsoon, right? The branch which blows over the Bay of Bengal, right? It goes toward the northeast, and the main branch, one of the main branches, the branch which is going to Myanmar, it goes to Myanmar and hit the Arakanyoma hills. You can see here it is given in a dark brown color, right? It hits the Arakanyoma mountains and take a diversion. Then it blows towards the northwestern part of India, right? From east to northwest, it blows over the plains of the Ganga or in the northern plain, right? On the way also, it diverts toward the right side. That means it will try to climb up the Himalayas. Therefore, in the southern slope of the Himalaya, that is the plain areas of Ganga, receives rainfall from this one particular branch. In the case of this one particular branch, rainfall is decreasing from east to west because it is going from east to west. As it reaches toward the west, amount of moisture decreases. That means West Bengal receives more rainfall than Bihar. Bihar receives more rainfall than UP. UP receives more rainfall than Delhi, and so on. And another one branch, the one which is given in red color, it goes through the plains of Brahmaputra or through the valley of Brahmaputra and reaches the Assam Valley or the Brahmaputra Valley. It gives rainfall to the Assam Valley region. And the third one branch, which is given in green color, it goes directly northward to the Garokasi hills, right? Again, these hills act as a barrier. So the southern slopes of the Garokasi hills receives heavy rainfall from this branch. So these are the three subdivisions of Bay of Bengal branch. Now, if you see both the branches together, it look like this, right? So better draw it in a map than taking a screenshot. And distribution of rainfall during the season. So this is the general season of rainfall, I already told you. So most of the country receives rainfall during this season, right? And whichever areas marked in green color, areas that receives heavy rainfall. No, sorry, not in green color, yellow color, right? So these areas are all located in the windward side of a mountain. So these areas receives huge heavy rainfall during this particular season. But the entire country is not receiving rainfall during this season. We can see the areas marked in red color. So these areas are actually in the windward side, sorry, rain shadow area, the leeward side. So this area won't receive rainfall and they will remain dry during southwest monsoon, or they receive comparatively very little amount of rainfall. But overall, most of the country receives rainfall during this one particular season. Now the third season is the retreating monsoon season, right? In this season, the southwest monsoon will start retreating, or it will start blowing back into the ocean region, right? So it's a very small, short duration season, October and November, right? So what happened during this season is, due to the southward movement of the sun, low pressure system over the Ganga plain weakens, right? So wind will now stop blowing into the land and it will start blowing back, right? So the features of this season is, during this season clear sky will be there, right? During night temperatures are comparatively lower and land remains moist, right? And another thing is, during the daytime temperature is comparatively very high, right? The combination of high temperature and humidity leads to an oppressive weather during this season, right? You must have experienced, at least some of it. So this is what is called as October heat, right? This is another important feature of this one particular season. Now another thing is, as the sun moves southward, the low pressure system shift from northern part of India to southern part, and around November, uh, usually a low pressure system develops over the Bay of Bengal region, right? And as you see, as you can see in the map, it will have a circular shape, a low pressure in the middle, in the center, and the you can see the isobars are cyclic in nature. That means wind will now start blowing from the surrounding areas to the particular low pressure in the middle, and this leads to the formation of tropical uh, cyclones, right? So tropical cyclones are seen during retreating monsoon season, right? The reason is a low pressure system develops in the central part of the Bay of Bengal, right, surrounded by high pressure. So wind from the high pressure area blows into the low pressure in the middle. That will give rise to the formation of tropical cyclones, right? So when there is a tropical cyclone in the Bay of Bengal region, the coastal area, that is the east coastal area of the country, will receive heavy rainfall, right? Other part of the country will remain dry during this one particular season. Now the fourth season is the northeast monsoon season, or we can call it as the cold weather season. It starts by the end of the November and it will continue up to March. During this time, night temperatures are very low, they are pleasantly warm, but there are a lot of regional variations, a lot of regional variations. This is the broad idea. During this one particular season, if you see the entire country like this, the northern part of the country, that the Himalayas will have extreme cold conditions. Sometimes it goes below freezing point also. North India, or the areas in the northern part of the country, from somewhere in the middle, temperature remains cool to cold, right? Towards the north it will be cold, towards the south it will be cool. Then the central part of the southern India, peninsular India, will remain cool, and the southern part of the country will be warm. There won't be much influence of winter season because it is close to the equator, as well as it has the influence of the oceans. But if you want a clear picture, it's like this. It's clear cut variation, right? The extreme north, as you can see, the dark blue color area, we have a temperature that is less than 12.5 degrees Celsius. Then the next one, the bluish color, it's again comparatively higher than that of that. Then as we come towards the south, temperature goes on increasing, right? Then the south India temperature will be more, but north India the temperature will be less. In other words, as we go towards the north from the south, temperature will keep on decreasing, right? So this is the particular feature of this one particular season, right? And in north India temperatures are very low, right? Extreme, especially in the Himalayan regions. But here in South India, we don't used to wear sweaters also, right? That is because of the presence of oceans. Right now, why North India experience severe cold during winter season? There are so many seasons. The few important reasons are here. First one, uh, in February, usually the coldest month is January. So around February, cold winds from the Caspian region will start blowing toward the northwest India. Right, you know where is Caspian Sea? It's in the western part of the Asia. So during the February season months, cold winds will start blowing from that area towards the northwestern part of India. That means it will add more to the cold climatic conditions. Another thing is, northwestern part of India is far away from the ocean, so there is no influence of the ocean or sea. Therefore, the temperature will go very low. Not only that, during this season, the snowfall occurs in the Himalayas. That will again increase the intensity of coldness. Now, at the same time, in peninsular India, temperature is not that high. Sorry, not that low. Right, average temperature will remain somewhere around 22 degrees Celsius during the season. Actually, the southern part of the India does not have a well-defined cold weather season. We cannot say it's winter or it cannot it is very cold, because We have the influence of seas. Not only that, we are located very close to the equator. That means we'll receive more sunlight, radiation than the North India. You can see the example if you take the case of Trivandrum, the capital of Kerala, located in the southern part of the country. The temperature during June is 29.5 degrees Celsius, whereas in Jan that is the coldest month in India. It's 31 degree Celsius. So South India does not have a clear, uh, defined cold weather season. Now, atmospheric condition during this particular season is comparatively higher because temperature is comparatively lower. So Indian continent will have high pressure and the oceanic region will have low pressure. So wind will start blowing from land to sea. So this is the situation. Wind will blow from land to sea, and again due to the influence of Coriolis force, their direction will be like this. They will be blowing from northeast to southeast. It is originated from the land area which is dry, so it cannot carry moisture and it cannot give rainfall. But only in one area, you can see here it is given in red color. This one particular part, the wind is blowing over the Bay of Bengal. When it is blowing over the Bay of Bengal, it carries moisture, right? Unlike the other one, it is not blowing over the land, so it can carry moisture, right? And when it reaches the Coromandel coast, this particular coastal area is called as the Coromandel coast. There is the Eastern Ghats as time obstruction, so it climbs the Eastern Ghats, right? So as it goes up, it condenses and gives rainfall. So only the Coromandel coast or the coastal Tamil Nadu Andhra Pradesh region receives rainfall from northeast monsoon. The rest of the country will not receive a single drop of rain due to northeast monsoon. Little amount of rainfall can be experienced in the southern part of Kerala because both Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat ends there. Right? So it get little amount of rainfall there. So these are the area which receive rainfall from northeast monsoon. Not in the season, I'm particularly saying because of the northeast monsoon, only the Coromandel coast receives rainfall. But some other parts of the country receives rainfall during this season, not because of the northeast monsoon. If you see the northwestern part of the country, which I given in black lines, they receives rainfall due to western disturbances. We'll see what it is. Then the Himalayas receives not rainfall, precipitation in the form of snowfall because of its elevation. Elevation is more, temperature is less, so snowfall occurs. So precipitation can be seen in some parts of the country. In the Coromandel coast, it is due to northeast monsoon. In the northwestern part of the country, that is due to the western disturbances, and in the Himalayas, it is in the form of snowfall. Right. Now, few important features are one is temperate cyclones. Actually, temperate cyclones originate somewhere in the western part of Asia, and they are actually cyclones which originate in the higher latitudes, right? Near the Mediterranean Sea, these cyclones originate during the winter season, right? It has nothing to do directly with India, but these temperate cyclones are carried to India by wind, most of the time jet stream. They carry this cold weather or the uh, cyclone or the cyclonic rains towards the northern part of the countries, right? So this jet streams blow from western part of Asia to eastern part of the Asia. So it actually transfers this temperate cyclones from Mediterranean area to northwestern part of India, right? So because it is coming from the western part, we call it as western disturbance. So this western disturbance causes rainfall in the northwestern part of the country. Comparatively very less in amount, but it is very much important for the cultivation of crops during the winter season. The crops cultivated during winter is called as the rabi crops, right? Right. So this rainfall helps in the cultivation of rabi crops like wheat and other crops, right? So that's about the western disturbances. It's usually active between December and February.